In 1998, I got a call from a source who said, meet me in the bar at across the street from Elaine's. And I said, well, why don't we just go to Elaine's? And he said, I want to go to Elaine's. I want to go to the place across the street. And I said, but we know everybody at Elaine's. And he said, I don't want to go to Elaine's. So I went there, and he ran this down for me. Osama bin Laden, name didn't ring a bell. I hadn't checked that file on Kovar yet, so I didn't know a connection. Said, you know, paid for, in all likelihood, the 1993 bombing of the World Trade Center, financed Ramzi Youssef's plot to down dozens of airliners over Pacific routes, potentially killing thousands, plotted to kill the Pope in Manila, and had developed this network within this organization. We didn't know what the name of the organization was, but he gave me a sketch of the case that was being developed against Osama bin Laden here in New York City. And you know, when somebody's telling you something really good, you go one way or the other. You either take out a notebook and you write it all down, or if you're not certain, sometimes you don't write anything down so that they just keep talking without realizing the gravity of the information. And we went to go to the men's room, and I took a bar napkin and I scribbled down just those headlines: World Trade Center, Bojinka plot, Ramzi Youssef, financier, Osama bin Laden, Saudi. And I put the napkin in my pocket. We finished the conversation, and he said, you understand after this, you can't call me. Don't create any records that we're in contact. You know, you'll work this your own way. And you know, if you need to talk to me, find a payphone. And he left. Unfortunately, as he went home, I went to Elaine's. And I left Elaine's a long, long time later. And the next morning, I remember, if you call that morning, somewhere between 11 and 11:30, as I got out of bed, I remembered how terribly late I was for work. And I was getting ready. And I emptied the pockets from the suit from the day before and was trying to sort out, and I started to throw this crumpled up napkin away. And I thought, you know, I might have written down a girl's phone number on this from Elaine's that night. So I uncrumpled it, and there were these notes. That's the thing. If you have sources and you go drinking, it may make them talk more, but if you drink more than they do, you may not remember what they said. Just note to self. And I found the napkin, and when they called up and said, you know, where the hell are you? It's 11:45. I said, well, I've been working on a big story. And that was how it started. If you want to know why we walk around in New York at night now, if you want to know why from here we'll wander to Bryant Park and see an open environment that's flourishing with restaurants and young people and people enjoying that space, it's because of the mad genius of Jack Maple and Bill Bratton's ability to recognize it. And I sat many nights in Elaine's with Maple, and he said, you know, if Bratton gets in, we're going to cut crime in half. And I said, Jack, you can't police your way out of problems that are rooted in single-parent homes, no-parent homes, the society's safety net with a gaping hole in it that people are falling through, crack. You can't just arrest your way through those problems. And he said, we can cut crime in half if we apply these strategies. And he wrote them down on a napkin. You see the continuing theme. Jack didn't drink the way I did back then, so he remembered the plan. And when he said, I'm going to talk to Bratton, why don't you come on the team? I thought, I don't know what a job like that pays. I probably spill more than that in this bar. But the idea of covering an entity like the police for 20 years with your nose pressed up against that glass, and the idea of coming on the other side of that and looking through was very tempting. And I thought about it maybe overnight, and then told him, go back to Bratton, let's do this. And my first day as Deputy Commissioner for Public Information, I came into my office, and there it was, Tim. It's a stack of confidential reports that were placed on my desk every day. My life as a crime reporter, I flipped through these and my first reaction was, geez, these are great stories. And my second thought was, oh my God, what if any of this stuff gets out? So it was a shock to the system.